Good evening, everyone. My name is Chantal, and I want to personally thank you for coming and supporting this show. As we celebrate a truly special milestone, the 20th anniversary of our beloved community radio station, Seaside FM. Give that a hand. Now, Seaside has kept our communities connected while unlocking our memories from the music that has shaped our lives. And tonight we just want to say thank you to all the people that make local radio possible, and especially this station, from the dedicated broadcasters to the hardworking staff and volunteers, to the loyal listeners such as yourself and supportive community members. All of these amazing people is what has kept Seaside thriving this past 23rd years, and we're so grateful because of that. And in a world that moves so quickly, radio reminds us to slow down and listen. It connects us not just to the music, but to each other. And it creates a shared experience even when we're miles apart. So, music with community radio, it's powered by passion and not profit. And it's powered by people who care. Music that matters, and a commitment to serve and reflect the communities that we live in. So tonight, we want to celebrate all of that as we just honor all those that give it their time, their talent, and their hearts to make local radio and Seaside FM possible. So let's share in this celebration. We'll share in the music, the memories, and the gratitude for the voices that make Seaside truly special. So from my heart to yours, I want to say thank you for coming, and I hope that you enjoy the tonight's show as we say thank you for the music.
Hurry, we can get in the van. 'Cause little Tim Smitty's got his old man's hand.
gentlemen, please welcome to the stage General Manager of Seaside FM, Sandy B.
Good evening. And how's everybody feeling tonight? Come on, we could do better than that. How are we feeling tonight? Come on. This is the fun part. Come on. Well, folks, as General Manager of Seaside FM, the current General Manager of Seaside FM, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for being here tonight, for celebrating this milestone with us, and most of all, for supporting community radio. Our station exists because of you, our listeners, our volunteers, our sponsors, and the incredible community that we live in. Your time, your voices, your encouragement, and your belief in what we do have kept us going year after year. And it's not just support, it's almost like we're a partnership. We built this together. Tonight isn't just about making another year, it's about reflecting on the journey it's taken to get this far. Every moment on the airways, every show, every song, it's all shaped by the people behind the scenes and the people tuning in. It's a shared story, and you're part of it. Community radio is something special. It's not to be programmed by algorithms or dictated by trends. It's powered by people. You saw all those people up on that screen. All those people help make the shows work. Music in particular is this incredible ability to connect us, not just to each other, but to moments in time. One song can take us back to high school dance, a road trip, or a summer evening, a kitchen filled with laughter, or the voices of someone you've loved and you've lost. These moments matter, and here at Seaside, we're proud to play the soundtrack for so many of them. So from all of us at Seaside FM, thank you for listening, for believing, and for being part of something truly local, truly meaningful, and community-driven. Here's to tonight, and to many more milestones. So I have the very distinct pleasure of announcing a very special guest tonight. Two actually very special guests tonight. We've got Josephina here to lead us in a song, accompanied by her brother on the guitar. Take it away, Josephina.
Sing out strong. dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. This is an invitation across the nation, a plans for the folks to meet. There'll be laughing, singing, and music ringing, and dancing in the street. Philadelphia, PA, dancing in the street. Baltimore and DC now, dancing in the street. And we'll get the Motor City, dancing in the street. All we need is music, sweet, 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 sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying, and the records playing. Oh, dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you're there. Come on, grab a guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world, they'll be dancing. They're dancing in the street now, yeah. Way down in LA, every day they're dancing in the street. Let's form a big strong line. Yeah, it's time we're dancing in the street. Across the ocean blue, me and you, we're dancing in the street. Yeah, yeah.
Come on, let's hear it up there. Come on. Well, tonight as we celebrate 105.9 Seaside FM's 23 incredible years on the air, we're proud to pay a special tribute to one of our beloved broadcasters, Mr. Paul Kennedy. Paul has been an integral part of Seaside family since the early days, working right alongside with the late Wayne Harrod all the way back to 1999. Now, listeners across the region look forward to spending their Sunday afternoons with Paul as he hosts his popular shows, East Coast Feeling, Mellow Country, and of course, my favorite, Easy Top 40 Memories. Born in New Brunswick, Paul dreamed of becoming a radio announcer from the very tender age of 12. That dream became a reality in 1968 when he launched his broadcasting career, which is 57 years ago. Over the years, Paul has remained a passionate voice and a presence in Atlantic Canadian radio, working for various stations across the Maritimes, including Yarmouth, St. John, Amherst, Bathurst, Halifax, and Eastern Passage. This year, Paul Kennedy will be among the esteemed 2025 inductees into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame. This well-deserved honor, come on. This very well-deserved honor recognizes Paul's many years as a beloved radio personality at his days at CHFX in Halifax, as well as his earlier induction into the broadcast wing of the Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame. So he's been there before, folks. In addition to his on-air work, Paul was a longtime East Coast country reporter for the Country Music News, as well as he spent 11 years writing the country column for the Daily News. Paul has also contributed significantly to the industry through his radio tracking services with his own agency, KAP Music Productions. Paul has not only been a remarkable influence on the music across the Maritimes, but he's also played a key role in sharing and preserving the best of it for future generations. And one of Seaside FM's youngest fans, 4-year-old Josephina, is especially fond of Paul's programs and the music he shares. And later on tonight, Josephina is going to perform a part in a very special tribute song in Paul's honor.
We're looking for her. Anyone seen Josephina?
She escaped. This is called the stretch, Chantel.
Can someone communicate to me? Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh.
All right, we will.
Yeah.
We're going to play a video then.
Okay.
Let's play a video while we wait for Josefina. Oh, I'll introduce the video though. Let me talk about that. We're ahead of ourselves, but that's okay. We'll backtrack when we have to. Yes, as I'm going to echo Sandy, tonight we are honored to pay tribute to Paul and his incredible contributions to music and broadcasting in the Maritimes. Now, during his time as a reporter for Country Music News, Paul had the opportunity to meet and connect with many country music artists. And so this evening, we'd like to share a video that captures some of those special moments and cherished memories. Enjoy.
I remember wearing straight leg Levi's, flannel shirts, even when they weren't in style. I remember singing with Roy Rogers at the movies when the West was really wild. I was listening to the Opry when all of my friends were digging rock and roll and rhythm and blues. 'Cause I was country when country wasn't cool. I remember circling the drive-in, pulling up and turning down George Jones. I remember when no one was looking, I was putting peanuts in my Coke. And I took a lot of kidding, 'cause I never did fit in. Now look at everybody trying to be what I was then. I was country when country wasn't cool. Ooh, I was country when country wasn't cool. Yes, and I was country from my hat down to my boots. Now I still act, look the same. What you see ain't nothing new. 'Cause I was country when country wasn't cool. They call us country bumpkins for sticking to our roots. I'm just glad we're in a country where we're all free to choose. I was country when country wasn't cool. Yes, I was country when country wasn't cool.
I think we're ready for that tribute song for Paul. What do you think, Josephine? Are you ready to sing? Yeah. All right, she's all settled.
Mother says I was a dancer before I could walk. She says I began to sing up before I could talk. But I often wonder if they'll start. Nothing can catch your heart like a melody can.
on stage, but she doesn't want to leave now. Well, it was worth the wait. We had to go potty, and you know how that goes. You gotta do it when you gotta do it. So it was worth the wait. So that's good. So next, we're gonna move on to a special moment. As I want to welcome to this stage someone who is no stranger to Seaside, and many of you tonight. And I'll tell you a little bit. I was going to say, well, he comes to the stage, I'll tell you a little bit about him, but he's not far away, so I think I can keep talking. He's a 7-time East Coast Music Award-winning singer-songwriter who has been captivating audience with his powerful music and heartfelt storytelling for over 5 decades. His passion for life has gained him international recognition as an award-winning singer-songwriter, a renowned motivational speaker, and an accomplished athlete, an outstanding entertainer. His incredible achievements in public service has earned him numerous awards. So please put your hands to welcome the one-of-a-kind, accomplished, inspiring, and one-of-a-kind Terry Kelly. And so Terry, this is a special moment of the show where we get to introduce the guest of honor tonight, the star of the night. And I know you have shared a long-standing friendship with him, built over years of memorable moments shared, especially during countless country music weeks. And so I'll let you take it from there.
There are stories that I cannot tell. Paul, no, I only give a hint of this one. Well, wait, some of you, if you're ever having a glass of wine with me, I might tell you this other one. Anyway, so Paul Kennedy is a long-time friend of mine. I think, did Chantel mention about 5 decades of something that I've done?
That was you, but he as well. You
Have
both
I?
have. You've been around, both of
Have
you.
I been yeah. Anyway, yeah, little dust on this fella. And thank you, Chantel, for inviting me to do this. It's an honor to come talk about a gentleman who is, we love, we appreciate, we respect, and he has a passion for people and for music and for the just living life. And Paul, before we go further, we love you. So, yeah. So now Paul is a caring guy, and I'm going to tell you 2 quick stories. One, Paul, my former manager's still brother, Tony Kelly, were traveling on one of the weekends for Country Music Week, and I happened to be out a little later than they were. And so it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, I think, Paul. Paul knows these details. I'm the guy who messes up. Is that good? 3:30. There you see, I told you. Look, right? So he made me look really good. 3:30. I still wasn't in. So Paul and Tony are ready to go to sleep, and so Paul says, "Well, should we leave the light on for Jerry?" Tony said, in Newfoundland we say, "Shag him." No, don't worry about him. Paul said, "Why not? He's going to leave the light on. How's he going to get?" He said, "Paul, let's just let him figure it out when he gets here. Lights or no lights." So it's just an example of how Paul was caring about me, and it moves me to this day that even Paul doesn't want me to get lost in the dark. He shone his light for me. Now, this is not to exalt myself at all, but when you are living with a hero, meaning Paul is the hero, you have to be vigilant and take care of the people who are the stars, because Paul had just, won a couple of awards, and everybody loves him. You saw all the people that he interviewed in the previous recording there. And so Paul had to remind me, we were walking, I think Louise Emanuel, is there someone home? We were. Hi, Louise, how you doing? She'll remember this too. So we're walking Louisa home, because she's in a different hotel, and Paul and I, being the gentlemen we are, decided to walk her home safely. So, and I forget if this happened when you were there or after we were returning, Louisa. After, yeah. Okay. Because I would have had to protect you as well. Yeah, right? So anyway, Paul and I are cruising back. Was Tony with us that night, Paul? No. So here we are, a guy totally blind, and another guy who's half blind. Right? And when it's dark, as it turns out, Paul's blind too. So we're walking along, on our way back to our hotel, and somehow we got on the way or bumped in. I think I may have bumped into a guy who was coming towards us, and he wasn't at all happy about it. And so here's where the heroic part kicks in, where the sixth sense kicks in. I had a buddy of mine who's a totally blind guy. He says, someone said, hey, his name is Jim. He said, Jim, when you're blind, is there a sixth sense you had? He said, yeah, it's called humor. So that's good. So anyway, so the guy comes by, and as it turns out, someone said something, and we're concerned about him, or maybe he just didn't like the look of us, and he took a swing, and my left arm came up and stopped the punch, and saved Paul for the next day, so he wouldn't have a black eye, right? So I don't think I'm exalting myself by saying it, but I saved the hero of the night, Paul Kennedy. And Paul, you will forever be my hero and our hero. And thank you for playing all the music you play for all the people from the East Coast, the country people, all around. And one more time, we love you.
Well, I think it's a good time to get Paul to come to the stage. Please give it up for Paul Kennedy, everyone. And Terry and I have a special presentation for him.
Terry Joseph Kelly.
Do you mind if I hug you in public?
No, I don't want to hug you, Terry. You know what? I was thinking of alluding to that story tonight about walking Louisa back to her hotel. She was at a bad part of town, and we got her there safely. And she's here tonight, thankfully, safe and sound, Terry. But when you blocked that punch, the guy was very inebriated or on something. He was very upset and came after you. And Terry actually, with his arm, blocked the punch. And when we got away from that, Terry, I said to you, well, when we got closer to our hotel, Terry, remember I said, Terry, is this bit about you being blind, is that for real? Is that to get radio play or win the ECMA award?
Well, tell the truth, how I then dropped the guy myself.
No, it was just amazing. And you said at that precise second, he was screaming in your face. And you said, Terry, at that precise second, Paul, I knew I was either going to be kicked or punched. And there you were. Amazing. And I'm still around thanks to this man.
Before Terry leaves the stage, we just want to have a little token here, gratitude for your years you've given to broadcasting and to music in the Maritimes. We're so grateful for the work you've done and continue to do, and something inside a little momentum, but you can be sure that we are going to definitely honor and gratitude. Well, my pleasure. With people
Talking way too much about me tonight. There's other people to thank, I'll tell you. Thank you, Chantal.
No, you're the one we want to honor tonight, so thank you. Give it up for Terry Kelly.
You want me to stay here, Chantel, or? Okay. I didn't think she was going to put me to work tonight.
So I must say, it's going to be a special night because who listens to Paul on Sunday afternoons? Awesome. Then you're going to know the format of this show just perfectly. We're going to, well, I'm going to say Paul has been a familiar voice and steady presence on Seaside FM every Sunday from 12 to 4, in case there's those that don't know, hosting his 3 beloved programs, East Coast Feeling, Mellow Country, and Easy Top 40 Memories. So tonight, we're going to celebrate these 3 shows by bringing their music to life on stage, starting with that East Coast Feeling that airs between 12 and 4. And Paul has personally chosen the songs that we'll be performing for you tonight. So, Paul, you've been a passionate supporter of East Coast talent and continue to shine a spotlight on local artists every week. Your very first career interview was with the legendary East Coast artist Anne Murray. Can you share what that experience was like?
Alrighty, Chantel, I will do that. Started my radio career in Yarmouth in 1968, where I met Jan. But before, I met Jan before I met Anne. I got to keep this straight. Jan before Anne. But the only thing I knew about Anne Murray in 1968 was she was part of Sing Along Jubilee on TV. And I called her up on a set, and you got to remember that station I was at, CJLS, it did not look like a radio station. It looked like a flatbed truck. It was very flat, 1-story building. And it was pouring rain. Anne showed up on a Saturday afternoon right at 1 o'clock, right on time. I found out right away, you know over the years that Anne is known to be straight shooter, very honest lady in her conversations. And I found out when she walked through the door how honest she was, because it was pouring rain. The building did not look very elaborate at all, and there was no heat on. The cheap owners had the heat turned off on this cold November day. Anne walked through the door. She didn't say, "Am I in the right place? Are you Paul Kennedy?" She said, "What kind of burn is this?" That was her first 5 words I heard from Anne Murray. So, straight shooter. And she was ready to turn around and go back out, but it all worked out. And when I bought her book in 2007 at Chapters, there was a huge lineup. Louisa was there, and she helped me get a good spot in line. I remember that night, Louisa Manuel. And Anne Murray that night, she signed the book, her new book. She was there for hours. So I only had a quick conversation with her when she signed my book. I didn't have time to tell her about her opening line, "What kind of burn is this?" But I did say, "Anne, your final words at the interview that night," this was before she recorded Snowbird now, before she was famous. She said, what were my final words? I said, "Anne, what is your goal?" And in 5 words, 5 more words, but not like the opening line, she said, "To be an international star." She knew exactly what she wanted in 1968. And when I told her that day, she said, "I didn't know I had that kind of bravado back in those days." And I said, "Anne, you know exactly what you wanted. And that's what you told me, to be an international star." And we have crossed paths a few times over the years. And we're so proud of Anne, and lately getting in another Hall of Fame. And she's going to have a new album out soon, too. The single was released a little while ago, but it's an album they never released back in the 90s, and they're going to do that for Anne Murray fans, a new album. But anyway, that is the story there, and we're going to get to her first big hit that I remember playing many times on the air, Chantel and the Oakwood Gang, the first hit written by Gene McClellan. Are you ready for that one now?
We are.
All right.
And you were playing us on the radio before the other stations were.
I was, from her album. I did a quick story there. From her album for a couple of months, Snowbird. And then it became a hit, and we had to play it for a few more months at the radio station. And then that summer, we played Snowbird for a few more months because it became an international hit stateside. And then I changed radio stations and went to CKBC in Bathurst. They were getting this new Capitol single from Anne Murray called Snowbird. So I played it for 3 more months. I did get tired of the single, but it's refreshing to hear it again. and I can't wait for you and the gang to sing it. So Ann's first crossover hit, written by Gene McClellan. Here it is.
Beneath the snowy mantle, cold and clear, the unborn grass lies waiting for its coat to turn to green. The snowbird sings a song he always sings, and speaks to me of flowers that will bloom again in spring. When I was young, my heart was young then too. Anything that it would tell me, that's the thing that I would do. But now I feel such emptiness within, for the thing that I want most in life's the thing that I can't win. Spread your tiny wings and fly away, and take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue. How could you know that I would fly away with you? The breeze along the river seems to say that he'll only break my heart again should I decide to stay. So little snowbird, take me with you when you go to the land of gentle breezes where the peaceful waters flow. Spread your tiny wings and fly away, and take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue, and if I could, you know that I would fly away with you. Yeah, if I could, you know that I would fly away with you.
Now, Paul, I told him you chose all the songs in the set list, but maybe not all, because I know that you're a big fan of this next song. There's one East Coast singer-songwriter from Prince Edward Island that I know you support and are a huge fan, but also happens to be a great friend to both you and Seaside, and that's Lenny Gallant. One of his songs, a personal favorite of yours, tells the powerful story of the collapse of the East Coast fishery in the early 1990s and the disappearance of a century-old way of life in the Maritimes. This song was also beautifully recorded by your good friends, the Juno Award-winning sister trio from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, the Ennis Sisters. And tonight, the Oakwood Gals and I are going to perform it for you as well.
You're talking about Peter's Dream?
I knew you would know.
Great song.
And maybe I'll get just a little bass.
I remember Lenny when it was so shy. First saw him in concert 30 or so years ago when I first went to the ECMAs. Lenny wouldn't even talk in between the songs. He was very, very shy and introverted, you might say. And now if you go to a Lenny Gallant concert, a regular one, or his Christmas show in December, as you know, he's a great storyteller now and he has a tremendous show. And when you hear about his Christmas concert being on sale, get tickets right away, you won't be disappointed. And I can't wait to hear your rendition, your version of Lenny's great song, Peter's Dream.
Still get up before the day breaks, and I still walk down to the shore. I watch the sunrise from the eastern ocean, but I don't sail to meet it anymore. How could they have let this happen? We saw it coming years ago. The greedy ships kept getting bigger and bigger, and the soul told them where to go. Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. Where am I gonna go now? What about this boat I own? What about this old piano? What about my father's bones? Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. He pulled them in with me. Someone sang an old sea shanty and nearly told the mainland joke. Kelly cursed and swore until his voice gave out, and then he asked me for a smoke. Then he took his father's shotgun, walked to the harbor through the town. He fired 14 times, woke everyone up. We all watched that boat go down. Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. Our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. He pulled them in with me. I still get up before the day breaks, and I still walk down to the shore. Watch the sunrise from the eastern ocean, but I don't sail to meet it anymore.
Well, I think we're going to go to mellow country now. Paul, you have dedicated over 25 years of your career to country radio and have continued to celebrate classic country music for the past 20 years through your beloved Sunday afternoon show, The Mellow Country Hour. Throughout your remarkable journey, you've interviewed some of the biggest names in country music, and you would have seen some of those faces on this slideshow. Shania Twain, Faith Hill, Waylon Jennings, Stompin' Tom, Crystal Gayle, John Denver, just to name a few. And so we're going to kick off the Mellow Country segment of tonight's show with a song by Don Williams that I think is a perfect fit for a show that is celebrating radio tonight. It's called Listen to the Radio.
And Don is the most requested country artist at the station, kind of like Jim Reeves and Marty Robbins used to be. We get a lot of feedback for Don Williams, and he did one concert here at the Dartmouth Sportsplex in 1986 on a Saturday night. And he had to sit on the stool the whole time, the whole show. And before the show, he was doing all kinds of stretches. He had a very bad back. In fact, a few weeks after he was in Nova Scotia, when he went back to Nashville, he had a back operation. But he stayed on the stool the whole time. But during the show, when he got sustained applause for a song, he'd cue the band, and they would do another verse or two of the song he just sang. So he kind of did mini encores during the show, because he knew he couldn't leave the stool for a regular encore at the end. And I didn't know what song, I wouldn't know what song to choose, Chantel. Quality songs one after the other for Don Williams since he started with the Pozo Seekers Singers and then went solo. So you picked a good one. Listen to the radio.
Guess as a lover, I have a ways to go. When someone wants you, they should just say it so. You'll understand if you take my hand, then we can dance real slow to something on the radio. Listen to the radio. Listen to the radio. Let's spend the night together, baby, don't go. Just sing it on the radio. I try to find a way to explain to you what's on my mind and not sound so plain to you. You'll realize if you close your eyes the feelings my words can show. They're playing on the radio. Listen to the radio. Listen to the radio. Let's spend the night together, baby, don't go. They sing it on the radio. The words I say don't seem to sound as real. The songs they play, that's how I really feel. Listen to the radio. Oh, listen to the radio. Let's spend the night together, baby, don't go. Sing it on the radio. Listen to the radio. Listen to the radio. Let's spend the night together, baby, don't go. Sing it on the radio.
Thank you for that. So the next song we're going to talk about is a song that's, I know you're going to be able to sing along to this one. Paul, you've attended countless concerts over the years, but one of your all-time favorite was seeing John Denver live. Can you share with us what it was like meeting him in person on a couple occasions before we do one of his songs?
All right, be honored to. The first time John Denver was here in the first year for the Tall Ships in Halifax in 1984, and John did us in the center of the Metro Center, 9,000 people, matinee, no band, 2 guitars, 1 piano, and he told a great story with every song, and his singing was phenomenal. And Jan and I that night, I think, went back, when we were going back home, we almost said unanimously, in unison, that's probably the best concert we ever saw. And with no probably about it. His singing was phenomenal. So he came back 3 years later with a band in 1987, and I was one of the MCs that night. So I was backstage, and when Jan and I got there that night, 7:45, we wanted to go say hi and tell him how great he was 3 years ago. And we asked the band members where he, second door down, and it was kind of a busy hallway, and Jan and I knocked on the door 15 minutes before the show, and he came out of the shower. And it was a kind of a busy hallway. I'm shocked he answered the door. But anyway, and he
He did have a towel on. Good to
oh
clarify
my gosh,
that.
yes,
Good
he
to
did.
clarify that.
His hair was dripping wet, and he had a white towel around, and he saw Jan's camera, and he laughed a bit, and he said, this is not the good time for pictures. Jan and I was kind of rubbing our hands, thinking, this may be the best time ever to get a John Denver picture.
If only, Jan, if only.
But he
I
did
would've-
say, we'll
and
take...
I would have put that picture on the slideshow.
He did say, we'll take care of the pictures after the show, and he did. Just a great, great singer, and it was so sad when he died at 53 years old, an experienced pilot, and he died flying his own plane. I mean, that was a very sad situation there. But his life was declining too. His marriages weren't working out, but we saw, and if you in the room here might have seen that concert in 1984, that sold-out concert when he at the Metro Center, and he was incredible, just a great. So yes, you're right, Chantel. This happened to be the first big hit he ever had. Surprisingly, it did better on the pop charts than the country charts, because the word country is in the title. So
Well,
it's
that'll give it away.
So
All right,
it's
let's
all
take
yours.
it away. Country Roads.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. All my memories gathered round her, miner's lady, stranger to the water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. I hear a voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down this road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads.
Now this next song, I'll Get Over You, became Crystal Gale's first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot Country Singles Chart. Paul, I know you have a story about meeting and interviewing Crystal Gale. Can you tell us about that?
Sure will, Chantel. Gee, that's alliteration. Wow. Yes, in 1990, Crystal Gale co-hosted the CCMA Awards in Edmonton. She co-hosted with Ian Tyson. And Jan and I were there that weekend, and we lined up. I knew I had a few connections to get an interview with Crystal, and sure enough, on a Saturday afternoon, Jan and I spent a half hour with Crystal Gale. Her husband was in the room puttering around, but he didn't interfere at all with what we were, our meeting at all. And she had her hair pinned up, though. I wasn't thinking it was Crystal, because when we met her for the interview, her hair was all pinned up. But the next evening, after the award show, we go walk in the room. Crystal says hi, and Jan said, "We got to get a picture. Because her hair was down on the ankle length and down to the floor." So we wanted a picture for sure, and I don't know, I haven't been too brave before or since. But when I was next to Crystal, I did say, "Crystal, you don't mind if I hold your hair in my hand?" And I thought she was going to give me the back of her hand. And we must have made an impression the day before, because she said, "No problem at all, Paul. No problem at all." I don't think she says that to all the gentlemen with their grimy hands, you know what I mean? But she let me. That's a picture I couldn't find for this evening, but there was one there where I was sitting talking to her. Delightful lady, Loretta Lynn's younger sister, of course. And you're going to, Chantal, you're going to do one of her number one hits. So can't wait to hear it.
Take it away, Emma.
One thing about this heart of mine, all my hurts got mend in time. It don't leave no scars behind. I'll get over you. I'll find me a guy one day who's not scared to give his heart away. When I do, it's safe to say that I'll get over you. I'll get over you. I'll get through, and when I do, I'll be good as new. When I get over you. From now on, I think I'll lay low. I'll talk fast, but I'll move slow. You taught me all I need to know about getting over you. Sometimes I think I love you still. Wonder if I always will. Love for you's so hard to kill, but I'll get over you. I'll get over you. I'll get through, and when I do, I'll be good as new. When I get over you. Sometimes I think I love you still. Wonder if I always will. Love for you's so hard to kill, but I'll get over you. I'll get over you. I'll get through, and when I do, I'll be good as
It Keeps Right On a Hurtin' is a song written and recorded by Johnny Tillotson, released in 1962. It became a major hit, crossing over the pop charts, reaching number 4 on the country chart. And the song was even nominated for a Grammy for Best Country and Western Song. Paul, I know you met Johnny Tillotson. Tell us about meeting him.
Okay, well, when I was 14, the first concert I went to in St. John in my life, at 14 years old, and that show might have come to Halifax, was Dion and the Belmonts, who weren't even singing together anymore. It was a contractual thing, but they had split a year before, so they didn't even sing together that night. So Johnny kind of saved the show doing his hits like Poetry in Motion and Dreamy Eyes, and that one you mentioned, Chantel, Keeps Right On a Hurtin', even recorded by Elvis on one of his albums. Just a great, great song. So that was when I was 14. So years later, 27 years later, Johnny's in Halifax in 1988, the Atlantic Winter Fair, when that was out at Exhibition Park. And Jan and I went in the afternoon to see him sing a few songs, and it was Thanksgiving Day in Canada. And we thought, if he's got time between now and his night show, let's invite him over to our place in Dartmouth and for Thanksgiving dinner. And he almost made that happen. If we had a car, I think we could have made it happen, but we didn't even have wheels. And I'm inviting a guy over to Dartmouth for Thanksgiving dinner. I got way ahead of myself there. But that night when we went back for his evening show out at Exhibition Park, Jan took one of the homemade turkey sandwich, right, Jan? Yeah, and he was just in awe. He was almost in tears because he said, this, how thoughtful we were. And he said he just appreciated it so much. It was Thanksgiving here, but not in America for a few more weeks, of course. So, and weeks later, it was Halloween here in Halifax, long distance call from California, Johnny Tillotson calling to thank Jan for this turkey sandwich. And he apologized for calling on a holiday. He thought Halloween was a holiday in Canada. But a nice guy, one of the nicest people I ever met. He's so proud of this song you're going to do. And just one of and he died a few weeks ago actually at age 86. But you'll see him now and again on those PBS fundraisers usually doing Poetry in Motion. But this song you're going to do is even bigger for Johnny because it went pop and country. So all ready for It Keeps Right On a Hurtin'.
All right, let's take it away. Rick Hebb, everybody, is going to do this next song.
I cry myself to sleep each night, wishing I could hold you tight. Life seems so empty since you went away. The pillow where you lay your head now holds my lonely tears instead, and it keeps right on hurting since you're gone. It keeps right on hurting every minute of the day, every hour when you're away. I feel so lonely, and I can't help it. I don't think I can go on, and it keeps right on hurting since you're gone. They say a man should never cry, but when I see you passing by, my heart breaks down and cries a million tears. You broke my heart, then set me free, but you forgot your memory, and it keeps right on hurting since you're gone. It keeps keeps right on hurting every minute of the day. Every hour when you're away, I feel so lonely, and I can't help it. I don't think I can go on, and it keeps right on hurting since you're gone, and I can't help it. I don't think I can go on, and it keeps right on hurting since you're gone.
Now, we're getting close to intermission. Sometimes when there's talk in between, we don't quite time it perfectly, so forgive us. But if you listen on Sunday afternoons, you're glued to Paul anyway from 12 to 4, so this should be just fine. But I want you to join me in welcoming a surprise guest, a dear friend of Paul's who's come here tonight just to surprise him. She's an award-winning singer-songwriter, a proud Nova Scotian native now based in Nashville. Her career boasts 5 Music Nova Scotia awards and multiple ECMA nominations. From 2003 to 2005, she was the familiar face of FX 1019, featured on the billboards across Halifax. In 2003, she ranked as the 7th most played female artist on Canadian country radio and has shared the stage with artists such as George Canyon, Dave Gunning, Michelle Wright, Terry Clark, probably Terry Kelly too. And just a few months ago, she made her debut on the Grand Ole Opry. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Riley Madison. Now, Paul thought she was back in Nashville. She was in town and was so gracious to come to our Seaside meet and greet and entertain us. And she told Paul she had to go home before this show.
She did.
She called him this morning, and she'll tell the rest. I won't tell her story.
Wow.
Let's just say your wife, it's all because of your wife. She's so sweet.
And I felt so bad because you were going to miss this evening.
Poor Paul, I played on that I hadn't even heard about this event. Why didn't anybody call me? But to be honest, Paul, Jan contacted me. It was back in the beginning of the planning of this, and asked me when I was going to be home this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her what was up, and she told me what was going on, and I said, well, I'll just plan my trip around that and be sure to be here. So
Wow.
I'm honored to be here for you, Paul.
I love that.
Riley was a hit about 9 days ago along with Judy McIsaac at our meet and greet across the street. I used to say when Wayne was, good old Wayne, to promote the event across the street, I'd say, don't forget our meet and greet across the street. And if you get there before Wayne, it's the meet and greet and eat. If you get there before Wayne.
That's hard.
I used to like to tease him with that.
Well, and
Right.
I wanted you to include, Riley, that you called Paul this morning to tell him you landed, the plane landed, you're back home in Nashville.
I actually emailed him.
Yes,
I
she
emailed
did.
him, and I didn't lie. I said, I made it home. I'm not lying, I'm home, right? So, Nashville's my second home.
And to think I framed that email. Riley, you're a terrific singer-songwriter, so
Take it away,
we're
Riley.
ready. Some folks might not have heard you live, so go ahead.
Well, you know what? I'm honored to be here. And Jan, thank you so much for calling me and asking me to be a part of this night. Terry Kelly sitting down there next to me. He's a gem, isn't he? He's a Nova Scotia treasure. This is a song that gets lots of play on Seaside FM. I think it's because I mentioned Eastern Passage in here. This is for you, Paul. Stuck in the middle of Road 26. Baby, behind me is heaven. fade. I crank up the music, pull on my headphones. Summertime's here, I'm heading on back to my home, where the smiles are free. Home, back to my family, to the salt in the air and the smell of the sea. This is what coming back home means to me. I'll take a trip to my favorite spot, photograph the 3 churches, browse all the shops. You all know where that is, right? I'll pick up a painting by Andre Haynes. I could have never imagined the pleasure it brings coming home, where the smiles are free. Home, back to my family, to the salt in the air, the smell of the sea. This is what coming back home means to me. I may have moved away, taking my things, but you can't take the salt from the blood that runs deep, right, Nova Scotia? Deep in the culture of beautiful sounds on Seaside FM. Nova Scotia, Canada's ocean playground. Home, where the smiles are free. Home, back for Paul Kennedy. Everybody applaud Paul Kennedy. To the salt in the air, the smell of the sea. Well, this is what coming back home means to me. Home, downtown Halifax, Peggy's Cove, Eastern Passage, and lobster traps, to the salt in the air, the smell of the sea. This is what coming back home means to me. This is what coming back home means to me. Means to me. Coming back home for you, Paul Kennedy. It's good to be home.
Thank you for that beautiful song.
Thank
and we really appreciate you sticking around to be part of this night. And
Of course.
support Paul. And what a
I'm honored, Chantal. And wonderful production you're putting on tonight. Wonderful production.
Thank you.
Paul, I have one more thing for you. Now, Terry Kelly had a fighting story. You know, I don't have any fighting stories where I saved your life or anything like that. But I do have a good friend of mine, and she was on your slideshow tonight. So I messaged her, and she sent this message for you, Paul. She says, "Thank you, Paul, for all your support of me and my career throughout the years. I love it to this day when I get a message from you saying hi or wishing me well on my newest tour or album. You are so loved by so many. Congratulations. Love you, Michelle Wright." We all love you, Paul. And thank you so much for the great night, Paul. We love you. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, guess what? We're going to let you go stretch your legs. We're going to have a 20-minute intermission. Now, while you're getting in your seats, we have a special moment. Anyone love the crooning tunes? And I will tell you, and you'll know this from my Poppy shows, I am a huge fan of the big band and crooning era. And I was so grateful when Sandy B joined Seaside and started giving me so many beautiful crooning tunes, especially Fridays are filled with crooners. And we share that passion for that music, Sandy and I. And I told Sandy, I said, I know that this is gonna be a Paul Kennedy tribute show and we gotta stick to the format, but could we throw in a crooner tune? And he agreed. So I don't know if you knew Sandy can sing. He did say before that broadcasters tend to sing along with the radio when you're in the control room.
Nobody can hear us.
Well, I think you probably sang along to this song before, so why not? We'll just pretend we're on the radio right now. We're just singing along to the track.
Okay.
All right, let's give them a crooner tune. Band, are you ready? And we'll make sure, Dan, that Sandy's got some good volume there. I don't want to drown him out.
Stand in line until you think you have the time to spend your evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me.
A little more for Sandy.
Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes that you disguise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a lie to you, for me it's true, it never seemed so right before. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your breath fills my head, the stars get red and all the night is so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. Right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the nights are blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
You just never know what hidden talent those broadcasters have, do you? All right, we'll get back to Paul's show. That was just to indulge us. Well, let's welcome Paul back to the... Oh, not yet, not yet. Where is Paul? You stay right there, because... Here. get my spot here. Although Paul spent some 25 years in country radio, did you know he was initially a fan of the top 40 pop and easy listening music of the 50s and 60s? It was Jan who was the country fan when they met, and he was a little disappointed when she said that she loved country. He's like, country? Oh, see? He didn't even, yes. Because Paul as a teen was a big pop fan. And so the next segment of the show, we will be bringing you some of Paul's favorite pop songs and artists. But first, we have a special video for him from his friends, and I think you'll enjoy this, Paul.
Good evening, Paul. Brian Doherty here, half of Evans and Doherty, and on behalf of Kevin and myself, I'd like to firstly congratulate you on your upcoming induction into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame, a much-deserved honour for all the work you do to promote East Coast music. Secondly, I'd like to draw attention to the fact that you have been promoting East Coast music long before it was fashionable. I know, because I've been around for a while myself. Anyway, enjoy your evening, congrats again, and I look forward to our next get-together.
Hi, we're the Bear McNeils. We're home here in Cape Breton, and we're gathered here together because we'd like to share.
We heard that Paul Kennedy is receiving major congratulations for all the great work he did for the Bear McNeils and everyone on the East Coast. Woo-hoo. You are the bomb.
Hip hip hooray!
Congratulations. Thank you, Paul.
He's a jolly good fellow.
You're the man.
Hi, Paul. Larry Mercy here.
And Marie Bottrell. Congratulations on your induction into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
And Paul, thank you very much for all your support over the years.
And Jan, you and Paul have a fabulous night celebrating. You deserve every bit of it.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey Paul, Lenny Gallant here. Just want to send out a big congratulations for being inducted into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame. Well deserved, man. Thank you so much for supporting East Coast music, and thank you for supporting my music. It's always meant the world to me, and awesome to see you out there in the audience when I would do concerts around Halifax. Aces, man, congratulations. You deserve it.
Hi, I'm Dave Carroll.
And I'm Don Carroll, and together we're Sons of Maxwell, for those who don't know, and we're old friends of Mr. Paul Kennedy. And Paul, this is for you.
Paul, we want to congratulate you on your 57 years in broadcasting and 23 years at Seaside FM, and most of all, the long overdue honor of being included and inducted into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame.
It's a lot of information, Dave.
He's done a lot.
He sure has. We met Paul back in the day when we did the Live at Tim's House record, and there's a lot of stories from that evening. And we've been great friends ever since, Paul. So we do wish you the best, and we're so happy for you. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing you again at the earliest opportunity.
And of course, any day is a good day to celebrate Paul Kennedy, unless it's a summer day, because I do remember you, Paul, saying you don't appreciate the summer heat. But
not a fan of the heat, Dave.
Not a fan of the heat.
Plain donuts, but not heat.
Congratulations, Paul.
Have a good one.
Hi there, Paul. It's Charlie Acord here. I just wanted to wish you a congratulations on being inducted into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame. What a fantastic accomplishment. Congratulations and thank you for your 50 plus years of broadcasting and journalism, bringing maritime music to listeners everywhere. Thank you for your passion and your conviction. And listen, I wish I could be there to celebrate in person, but I'm on tour in Australia right now, and I will see you when I get back. Promise.
Hi, Paul. It's the Ennis sisters.
And we want to say a huge congratulations to you on 57 incredible years in broadcasting, as well as being inducted into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame.
That is absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for supporting artists like ourselves and for allowing our music to be heard all around the Maritimes.
Absolutely. Here's to many more years of that East Coast feeling.
Thank you and congratulations.
Hi, it's Jackie Putnam, and I want to extend a huge thank you to Paul Kennedy for over 50 years of bringing music to the maritime airwaves. Paul brings joy to so many listeners, and he has such a pleasing radio broadcasting voice. Paul has faithfully supported me throughout my music career. He is a wealth of knowledge in the music industry, and his advice is invaluable. I enjoy our chats and listening to his stories about the musicians that he has met over the years, and I cannot wait for Paul to finish writing his book. Congratulations, Paul, on your induction into the Nova Scotia Country Music Hall of Fame. I'm wishing you all the happiness and success on your well-deserved recognition, Paul. Thank you for all that you have done for me and for other musicians in the music industry. I am so proud of you.
Well, I think on that note, you can join the stage again, Paul. Give Paul another hand. So, Paul, we promised them before the intermission that we would give them some pop chart tunes.
Oh, yes.
Should we start them off with Step by Step? I hadn't heard this song till you told me about this one to put in the show.
Johnny Maestro and the Cress. Kind of a doo-wop group, actually.
Yep.
And I was lucky when I was a kid, 8 or 9. The radio was on all the time at our house. And I remember hearing, even when I was, back in the 50s, very young kid, I was attracted to radio because of singers I liked. And that led to listening to the disc jockeys and the broadcasters and thinking, wow, that would be a great job, and it stuck with me. But I heard but one of the first groups I heard, Chantel, and very popular on the doo-wop PBS when they have fundraisers. Johnny Maestro is another, and the Cress are like a doo-wop group, and he died very young. But a great singer. So I can't wait to hear. By the way, the singers in the band tonight are doing a fabulous job, aren't they? Just terrific. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to hear your rendition of a hit in 1960 for Johnny Maestro and the Cress called Step by Step.
Step, 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 step.
Step by step, I fell in love with you, and step by step, it wasn't hard to do, kiss by kiss and hand in hand. That's the way it all began. So we found a perfect plan for love, side by side. We took a lover's walk, word by word. We had a lover's talk, one word led to another, then we're up to 10. Mama knew I was always in love. A sweet hello.
Second step.
Our hearts aglow.
Third step.
We had a date.
Fourth step.
We stayed out late.
Fifth step.
Walked you home.
Sixth step.
We're all alone. Seventh step. We took a chance. One kiss and true romance. Step by step. We climbed to heaven's door, and step by step, each thrilling magical. Then you promised faithfully, all your love belonged to me. Now I know I'll always be in love.
First step.
A sweet hello.
Second step.
My heart's aglow.
Third step.
We had a date.
Fourth step.
We stayed out late.
Fifth step.
We're all alone.
Sixth step.
I walked you home. Seventh step, we took a chance. One kiss and true romance. Step by step, we climbed to heaven's door, and step by step, the brilliant magical. Then you promised faithfully that your love belonged to me. Now I know we'll always be in love.
Step, step. Step, step. Step, step. Step, step.
Thank you, Rick. And thank you, Paul, for letting us learn that song. Most of us didn't know it, and we were delighted to learn it. So now, let's take them to Cara Mia. A popular song, of course, that was recorded by Jay and the Americans. Paul, tell us why the song Cara Mia is a personal favorite of yours.
This night is almost too much. It's like they're talking about somebody else other than me here tonight. But by the way, like the singing, the playing, very, very impressive. Because I think I suggested a rather varied group of songs for the group to do tonight in the band. But yes, Jay Black, Jay and the Americans. I was already a Jay and the Americans fan before he did Cara Mia in 1965, and I just remember, I believe Rick, on one of your last shows, Chantel, did one of the Jay and the Americans, Come a Little Bit Closer, one of their hits there, and Rick did that. I remember talking to Rick after that show, and I said, great job, great, it's not easy to do those Jay Black songs, and I said, but there's one other song, and he stopped me mid-sentence and said, I know what other song you're thinking about. I said, and we both said almost in unison, Cara Mia. And that's the show stealer that PBS plays now to generate audience pledges, because Jay Black's performance when he was in his 60s, still hitting those notes for Cara Mia, very, very impressive. And so I was so impressed. And Johnny Maestro was one of my favorite all-time singers too, Rick. You did justice to that step-by-step song. Terrific. Terrific.
Well,
so
you'll be blown away with Cara Mia.
We're just about ready for Cara Mia. This was a big hit for Jay Black and the Americans, and I'm all excited to hear it. It's just, I never thought I'd be hearing it even on one of Chantel's shows, to tell you the truth. So we're just about ready for this big hit by Jay and the Americans. Go get them.
Take it away, Rick.
Cara Mia, why must we say goodbye each time we part? My heart wants to die. Darling, hear my prayer, Cara Mia fair. I'll be your love till the end of time. Cara Mia, why must we say goodbye each time we part? My heart wants to die. Darling, hear my prayer. Cara Mia fair. I'll be your love till the end of
song we're going to take you to. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons released a song in 1965 called Let's Hang On. Paul, tell us about your memories of meeting Frankie Valli.
I gotta get rid of my gum here. Frankie Valli. Even though I've been entrenched in country music for a long time and love the crooners too, like you and Sandy, my favorite all-time singer for the last 45 years or so has been Frankie Valli. I'm worried about him lately because at 91 he's still out there performing and he can't hit those falsetto notes anymore. And it's kind of sad in a way. I was lucky to see 6 Four Seasons shows in Boston, 3 different trips. Each time in the 60s they would do 3 standing ovations for each show. So I was part of 18 standing ovations for Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons in Boston. And the first time I went, I won a radio station contest on a Boston radio station and to meet them. And this disc jockey named Charlie Tuna, who was my favorite DJ in 1967, invited 100 listeners into the radio station to meet Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And I called him, I said, Charlie, I'm gonna be there next Friday, any chance to meet them? He said, be here at 4 o'clock next Friday and we'll make it 101 winners instead of 100. So I legitimately didn't even win this contest, but only because I was coming from Canada. So 5 minutes into and it was like a press conference for teenagers asking them questions. So 5 minutes into that, Charlie Tuna says, by the way, gentlemen, this is the gentleman who came from Canada to see your show tonight. Frankie Valli said, 2,000-seat nightclub. Frankie Valli says, what show are you coming to? I said, the second one. He said, you're our special guest tonight. The teenagers are applauding for a guy who legitimately didn't even win the contest. So anyway, I go to the Four Seasons show that night, and I was backstage with them. They were singing all their hits, Sherry, Big Girls Don't Cry, Don't Go Away, Ragdoll, Let's Hang On, Working My Way Back to You, Got You Under My Skin, one after the other. And here I was in the front row with their manager this night at their club, and I'm backstage with them. So anyway, after it was all done, the evening done, I go trying to figure out I should walk back to my hotel or get a cab, leave this club all alone. 4 girls come running behind me. Sir, with their autograph pads with them. They said, please, we want your autograph. I said, I am nobody in grade 12 in St. John, New Brunswick. What, you want my autograph? Yes. We saw you talking with Frankie Valli and we couldn't get his autograph, so we want yours. And I saw a taste of Beatlemania that night. These girls were actually...
Are they in the audience? Anyone here that cuts off?
I saw
Do you have Paul's autograph? Anyone?
Taste of Beatlemania that night. These girls were same girls were literally beating on the dressing room door to see Frankie Valli. I mean, he was big deal in those days. With all those and then my flight was canceled the next night in St. John. I went back to 2 more shows, saw the Four Seasons 3 times in 24 hours. And when Frankie Valli saw me backstage that night, he said, I thought you were going home. I think he might have seen enough of me after a while, but a great guy and my favorite all-time singer. And this one you're going to do was almost a #1 for them in 1965. I've never heard anyone else. Well, Barry Manilow did a cover of it, but not nearly as good as the Four Seasons version, to tell you the truth. No disrespect to Barry, but I can't wait to hear you guys, you and the group and the band doing Let's Hang On.
And I will explain the people that are leaving. They do love the show, but this is our Oakwood Terrace residents, and their excessive bus is here. But they've been hearing these songs all summer. We've been practicing them, so they know these songs just as well as we do, I think. All right, Christina, Naomi, Rick, take it away.
There ain't no good in our goodbye.
True love takes a lot of trying.
Oh, I'm crying.
what we got. Don't let go, girl, we got a lot of love between us. Hang on, hang on, hang on to what you got. You say you're gonna go and call it quits, gonna chuck it all and break our hearts a bit. Break it out. I wish you'd never say break it out. No, we'll both regret it. That little chip and diamond on your hand ain't a fortune, baby, but you know it stands for your love. I love to try and find such a love. We just can't leave behind us, baby. Don't you go? No, no, no. Stay here, let's hang on to what we've got. Don't let go, girl, we got a lot of love between us. Hang on, hang on, hang on to what we got. There isn't anything I would do. I'd pay any price to get it. No, I do. Match it up. Give me a second to match it up. Don't pull up while I'm burning. You got me crying, dying out to go. Don't shut me out. I'll be yours once more. Hold your love. Your arms I need to hold your love. Your heart, oh girl, I told you, baby. Don't you go, baby. No, no, no. Stay here, let's hang on to what we've got. Don't let go, girl, we got a lot of love between us. Hang on, hang on, hang on to what we got.
Another good choice there, Paul. Now, when I called Paul to get the set list together, and I said, no, what artists do we want to cover what songs? This was one, of course, that you mentioned, Cherry Cherry. It was written and recorded by Neil Diamond, released in 1966, became his first major hit. Paul, tell us why you were a fan of Neil Diamond, as I'm sure many here are.
Well, I only heard that this was his second single, Chantel. The first one was kind of a moderate hit, but it was a great, great song called Solitary Man. And Neil Diamond had that, it sounded like a writer, singer-songwriter who was going to be a star. And then Cherry Cherry was so different. Tell you the first time I heard Cherry Cherry in the summer of '66, walking through the streets of South End St. John, alone this night, no friends around, but I had my transistor radio. And this disc jockey in Buffalo, in WKBW Buffalo, says, I got this new Neil Diamond song, and I'm going to play it. His name was Jefferson Kay. He was filling in for the real disc jockey who got fired, Joey Reynolds. But this other guy said, I'm going to play, and he played it 6 times in a row, leading up to the news, 6 times. And if I wasn't going to like it, you know, I liked it the first time I heard it because of the lead guitar, all the guitar work at the start, and became a big Neil Diamond fan. So, boy, I don't know if I've never heard anyone do Let's Hang On live outside of the Four Seasons. That was almost true to form. Frankie Valli would be very proud of that. That was excellent, really was. Thanks for all that. I know Chantel and her crew, her cast, spend a lot of time putting a show together and rehearsing, and they make it, after a while, we go home usually saying, they weren't really amateurs at all. They were pros on that stage tonight. That's the feeling we get, really. Chantel, thank you. So we're ready for. Here's another lively one.
Here
I've
we
never,
go.
I've never
Cherry,
been,
cherry.
never been mistaken for any of the dancers on stage tonight. I'm kind of disappointed, but this is a lively one too for all the dancers. Cherry, cherry.
Baby loves me, yes, yes she does. Ah, the girl's out of sight, yeah. Says she loves me, yes, yes she does. Gonna show me tonight, yeah. Hey! She got the way to move me, cherry.
She got the way to move me. She got the way to move me.
Oh, cherry, baby.
She got the way to move me.
All right. Tell your mama, girl, I can't stay long. We got things we gotta catch up on. You know what I'm saying. Can't stand still while the music is playing. Ain't got no right, no, you don't. I'd be so excited. Won't need bright lights, no, we won't. We're gonna make our own lightning. Hey, she got the way to move me, cherry.
She got the way to move me.
Oh, cherry, baby.
She got the way to move me. She got the way to move me.
No, we won't tell a soul we're going to. Girl, we do whatever we want to. I love the way that you do me. Carry, baby, really get to me. Hey, she got the way to move me, cherry.
She got the way to move me.
Oh, cherry, baby.
She got the way to move me.
She got the way to move me, cherry.
She got the way to move me.
I got cherry, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you.
Now the next song, Paul said just pick someone by this artist, but he let me choose this song. So out of all the pop ones, I got to choose this one, and I chose this one because I really wanted to showcase lovely Naomi's voice. She is an amazing singer, and I knew that she and Rick would kill this. Now, the thing is, this song, of course, I've only heard as a solo song, and I was like, wonder if we could turn it to a duet. So you tell me what you think about these two. It's, I think, one of my favorite ones in this show. Burton Cummings, do you want to say anything on that? Why you chose Burton Cummings?
Yes, Chantel, very, one of Canada's leading singers. He was one of the, Guess Who was one of the first Canadian groups to break through in the late 60s into the United States. It was like, instead of a British invasion, it was like a Canadian invasion, starting with These Eyes and the Guess Who and songs like that. And I've seen Burton Cummings in concert a few times. I know Louise Emanuel's a huge fan of Burton Cummings because her and I went to one of those concerts. Jan was home trying to surprise me, lying about where Riley was going to be that weekend. But Burton was a really good singer, and he had this was from his solo career, his first solo hit after he left the Guess Who, the song that you guys are going to do, Stand Tall. Thought we'd end the evening with kind of a positive message song. Definitely. And right, Chantel?
Yes.
Terrific song, and we're ready for it.
Let's take it away, Naomi
Okay.
and Rick. The first time this can turn into a duet, I hope. I don't know. Maybe we'll start a new trend.
ever knew the meaning of a heartache. But then again, I've never lost a love before.
Somewhere down the road, maybe all these years will find some meaning. I just can't think about it now or live them out anymore.
Never lasted so long, no. Through so much or through so many, I just can't believe I can throw it all away.
Sometimes late at night, when there's nothing here except my piano, I'd almost give my hands to make you see my way. Stand tall, don't you fall. Oh, don't go and do something foolish.
All you feeling right now is silly human pride. Stand tall, don't you fall.
Oh, don't go and do something you'll regret later.
Feeling it like everyone, it's silly human pride. Never been this blue, no. Never knew the meaning of a heartache. But then again, I've never lost love before.
Sometimes late at night, when there's nothing here except my piano, I'd almost give my hands to make you see my way.
Stand tall, don't you fall.
Don't go and do something foolish.
All you're feeling right now is silly human pride. You got me down on my knees for you, mama. Stand tall, don't you fall.
Don't go and do something you'll regret later.
Well, you're feeling it like everyone is silly human pride. You got me pulling again for you, mama. Stand tall, don't you fall.
Don't go and do something foolish.
You're feeling it like everyone is silly human pride. Thank you.
Beautifully done, beautifully done. Well, I'm going to turn it back over to Sandy B, and we're going to close this night.
I
We
think so.
apologize, we're a little over.
Just a little
but
bit.
I hope you didn't mind us taking the time for those special moments, especially for Paul to share his personal stories about each song. So, Paul.
Well, I don't think you quite did it quite good enough. Let's do that one more time. And one for the boys in the band right here as well. So isn't it amazing how music can take us back into time? We hear a familiar tune, and suddenly we're right there again, feeling that we felt, remembering who were there, and reliving the stories that helped us shape us. Music isn't just background noise, it's a marker of time, a keeper of emotion, and often a bridge to the people and the places that we hold dear. That's why it matters so deeply. It carries our memories forward, wrapped in a melody and a feeling. Thank you for celebrating those memories and that music with us today. Thank you for tuning in, for showing up, and for helping us continue to do what we do. Here's to many more years of local voices, timeless tunes, and the magic of community radio. This is for you.
And this next song is our little gift to Seaside. Our little jingle. I always want to throw a jingle on my shows if you've been to them. And we haven't done one yet, so here's one for you.
It's 105.9 Seaside FM. I love to turn that dial. It's 105.9 Seaside FM. That music makes me smile. Play some old, play some new. Play some old, play some new.
Well, we're going to close this show, I should say, with this song, how we opened it, all about music.
Music was my first love, and it will be my last.
Music of the future and music of the past. To live without my music would be impossible to do. And in this world of troubles, my music pulls me through. To live without my music would be impossible to do.
In this world of troubles,
My music pulls me through.
believe in music. I believe in music. I believe in music every day. I believe in music. I believe in music. I believe in music every day. I could just sit around and making music all day long. As long as I'm making music, I know I can't do nobody wrong. And who knows, maybe someday I'll come up with a song that makes people want to stop the fussing and fighting just long enough to sing along. Everybody now. I believe in music. I believe in love.
Music is love, love is music, if you know what I mean. People who believe in music are the happiest people I've ever seen. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake the tambourine, find out what it really means. You sing along with me, everybody sing, I believe in music. I believe in love. I believe in music. I believe in love. Music is a universal language, and love is the key to global peace and understanding, living in harmony. So take your brother by the hand, sing along with me, lift your voices to the sky. God loves it when you sing. Everybody sing, I believe in music. I believe in love. Sing it with me. I believe in music. I believe in love. One more time. I believe in music. Oh, I believe in love. Lift your voices and sing. Oh, say, I believe in music. Music is love. I believe in love. One more time. I believe in music. Oh, I believe in love. Sing it with us. I believe in
Come on, everybody, up to your feet. Let's go.
We just want to say what a fun night it's been. Thank you for sharing it with us and for helping us celebrate Paul Kennedy. What a night it's been. But I want to acknowledge this amazing, amazing cast. I'm going to introduce Brian Cable on the piano. Never disappoints us. We've got George and Jim here on the tenor sax. We've got Ian and Raphael on the guitar. They joined us this show, first time they've been with us. Of course, Nelson Taves on the drums. No stranger, Olin Richard here, the bass player. And we have a new addition maybe for some of you that have not seen at our Seaside shows. He's been with me in a Poppy show. Tom on the keys here, so talented. We're so glad he joined us. Rick Hebb on vocals. Doesn't he kill every song? Angela Conrad, no stranger, so supportive in my shows. Now, these young ladies around me, except I'll go to Christina, they are lucky for Oakwood. We get grants in the summertime. And Emma Toop, Naomi Snay, Ava in the end, They've been with me all summer at Oakwood entertaining our residents. Every week we've been putting on a music theme week. We get in character, we dress up, and we give them concerts. And these girls are just amazing, amazing with our residents and an amazing addition to our shows. Emma Toop, everybody. Naomi Snay. And Naomi does a lot to help me behind the scenes. She's indispensable. And Christina is a friend of mine. Christina Galante, powerful vocals. And of course, Ava in the end, I did mention, also works at Oakwood. And then the amazing dancers. Aren't they amazing? They add energy to our stage. Thank you, dancers. Sandy B, of course, thank you for helping us narrate the night. And did you love his song with me? It's something stupid. And we just want to thank you again for coming. And I hope I didn't miss anyone. Dan in the booth. See, Live Branch Church, let's acknowledge them. Yes. They are so gracious to let us use their space for these shows. And thankfully, we can fit on their stage, because there's a lot of us. And so Sherry was in the lobby. She was entertaining you as you came in. She flew in from Vancouver? Somewhere? Yeah. Oh, who? Oh, there we go. And of course, our special guest of honor tonight, Riley Mattis, and thank you for surprising Paul. So stay tuned. We'll keep coming, shows coming to you. If you didn't put your name on the email list, if you want to stay tuned, you can do so. But don't forget, November 2nd, we'll be doing our Poppy show. It'll be at Woodlawn United Church, November 2nd. And there are flyers if you want to grab one. And again, that's just a donation at the door. You don't need tickets for that show. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your week. And I hope you celebrate music.
Most importantly, we need to thank Chantal Beaulieu for putting this whole thing on. She is the mastermind behind all of these shows. Her vision is unmatched.